Welcome to Week in Minutes. Have a nice day. Today is Monday, 11th of August 2025. Now, starting the newspaper of the world news, including Australia plans to recognize Palestinian state within Chair's report. Trump homeless have to move out immediately from Washington. Eyes National Guard deployment. United States tourist overflow to Puerto Rico for Bad Bunny concert fatally shot, police say. At least 6 killed, including 4 children, in the house fire in Maryland's Charles County. Trump moves Obama Bush portraits to White House stairwell report. Al Jazeera's Gaza team wiped out in Israel strike. Now, from the Hindu newspaper, we have Israel says it killed Al Jazeera journalist. Palestinian journalists, a group condemned the killings. Al Jazeera journalist Anas al-Sharif. Israeli military said it killed Al Jazeera journalist Anas al-Sharif, whom it claimed headed a Hamas cell in strike on Gaza City on Sunday, on August-2022. 2025. The Qatari broadcaster said 3 other of its journalists were also killed, and an official at nearby the Shifa hospital said there were 7 people killed in total. Palestinian journalists group condemned the killings. Press Freedom Group and an United Nations expert previously warned that Al-Sharif's life was in danger due to the reporting from Gaza. United Nations special reporter Irene Khan said last month Israelis claim against him were unsubstantiated. 1 killer, dozen is injured as quake hits western Turkey. Several buildings collapsed in the Balıkesir province after a quake, according to the images broadcast by Turkish media. A 6.1 magnitude quake has struck Sindirgi in western Turkey on Sunday. The Turkish Disaster Management Agency AFAD said killing at least 1 person and injuring dozens more. The quake was felt across the several cities in the west of the country, including the Istanbul and the tourist hotspots of Izmir. 26 Gaza aid seekers killed as Netanyahu faces growing criticism over expanding war. The Prime Minister, who has asserted that there is no starvation in Gaza, did acknowledge a hunger there, saying there was a problem with deprivation, no question about it. Palestinians ride a truck as they collect aid supplies that entered Gaza through Israel in Beit Lahia in the northern Gaza Strip on August 10, 2025. At least 26 Palestinians were killed while seeking aid in the Gaza hospitals, and witnesses said, as families of Israeli hostages called for general strike to protest Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to expand military operations in the territory. Mr. Netanyahu on Sunday, August 10, 2025, sought to defend a new military offensive in one of the Gaza's most populated areas aimed at growing contamination at home and abroad, declaring that Israel has no choice but to finish the job and complete the defeat of Hamas. He spoke for a media minutes before an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council in Gaza. Notably, Mr. Netanyahu said he was directed Israel's military in recent years to bring in more foreign journalists, which would be striking development as they have not been allowed into the Gaza beyond military embassies during 22 months of war. Our goal is to not occupy Gaza. Our goal is to free Gaza, Mr. Netanyahu asserted. He also pushed back against what he called a global campaign of lies and said Chancellor Friedrich Merz of Germany, one of the Israelis' strongest backers, had buckled under by announcing that Germany won't authorize exports of the military equipment to Israel that could be used in the Gaza until further notice. Now, from Hindustan Times newspaper, third security breach in Red Fort, mock drill in run-up to Independence Day in New Delhi. Deputy Commissioner of Police Raja Bhantia said that the mock drills are routine affair. A dummy terrorist from the Delhi police's special cell snuck into the Red Fort carrying mock explosives up to the children's enclosure for the Independence Day celebrations without being stopped. It marked the third security lapse over the past few days in the mock drill, being run on the premises in the run up to August 15. The dummy operative tasked with the testing readiness even took selfies and recorded videos among the security personnel before leaving an official aware of the matter. Deputy Commissioner of the Police North Raja Panitha said that the drills are a routine affair. We continue to do them to rule out any shortcomings, and we have conducted several successful drills where the mock operatives were caught, the officer said. Sena UBT August Power says same duo offered to help them win 60 to 65 seats through the EVM management. Shiv Sena UBT MP Sanjay Raut. Mumbai, a day after the Nationalist Congress Party, Sharad Chandra Pawar, Chief Sharad Pawar, alleged that ahead of the assembly polls in the November month of 2024, the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi MVA was approached by the two persons who claimed that could help the alliance with the 160 seats. The Shiv Sena UBT on Sunday claimed that two same people had offered to secure the party's victory in 60 to 65 difficult seats by managing the electronic voting machine EVMs. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, stocks to watch on Monday, August 11, State Bank of India, BML, Tata Motors, Voltas, Info 8, and more. Stocks to watch on August 11. Shares as all companies will remain and focus on Monday on August 11, including SBI, BML, Tata Motors, Voltas, Info, Edge, NBCC, etc. 30 share building stock exchange Sensex tanked for 765.47 points or 0.95% to settle at 79,857.79 points. The Turnberry system of what the United States' new global economic orders look like. The United States has adopted a carrot and sticks approach, according to the trade representative Jameson, career with the non-compliance by trade partners to result in higher tariffs or stick. The carrot, meanwhile, is just the chance to sell your goods in the world's biggest market. EPFO, from the finance and banking point of view, EPFO face authentication norms. Staffing companies flag issue with the implementation of the new rules for UAN generation. The new requirements for FAT pose significant hurdles for staffing companies managing large dynamic workforces. The ISF said in a letter to the EPFO chief. The ISF said the restriction on employees generating UANs without immediate Aadhaar proceedings, coupled with the FAT mandate, delays at the onboarding process. Now, going to science and tech, we have India to triple satellite. It is 3 years. Indian Space Research Organization chairman says C.P. Radhakrishnan, governor of Maharashtra, presenting Harmony degree of Doctor of Science to V. Narayan, chairman ISRO at 21st SRM Institute of Science and Technology convocation on Sunday. Indian Space Research Organization Chairman V. Narayan said India will increase the number of satellites in orbit 3 times from the present 56 in 3 years. Speaking the 21st convocation of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, he said by 2040 India will match all development countries in terms of all the capabilities of the space program. In 1963, a tiny rocket was donated by the United States and we launched it. That was the beginning of the Indian space program. Last week, we launched the NASR satellite, the costliest satellite ever built in the world. It was placed in orbit precisely by an Indian launcher, he said. India has set an example of online conservation. Bhupendra Yadav, the rise of population of Asiatic lions show India's intimate relationship with the nature and wildlife, says Bhupendra Yadav, praises the unique bond between the astrologist Maldari community and lions as a model of their coexistence. An Asiatic lioness with her 2 7 months old cubs at Sakarbal Safari breeding center in Junagadh on May May 6, 2025. Lithium deficiency could lead to Alzheimer's study suggests the study shows how lower levels of the lithium in the brain. One of the earliest changes leading to Alzheimer's and that similar depletion in the mice advanced the disease, including the memory decline. The finding reveal physiological, psychological effects of endogenous internal lithium alloy in the brain and indicate that disruption of lithium homeostasis balance may be an early event in the pathogenesis of Alzheimer's disease. The authors wrote it that a study in the mice and sample of human tissue has found lithium to be essential for the normal brain function and suggests that the loss of the trace metal and could contribute to the development of the Alzheimer's disease, offering a different treatment approach, researchers stated. The study highlights that the trace amount of the lithium in the environment, including the drinking water, could act as a nutrient similar to iron and vitamin C and help to reduce the risk of the dementia. Metals in the trace about trace metals, such as iron, zinc, and copper, are known to be crucial for the healthy brain function. Alzheimer's disease is a neurodegenerative disorder in which the cognitive functions such as memory, thought processes, and decision making decline with age and can eventually disrupt everyday activities. It is the most common form of dementia. The term performed experiments in a mice and also analyzed a sample of the human brain tissue and blood taken from people. Sorry, taken from people in the varied stages of cognitive health. Amber threats the historical habitats of Nilgiri Thar Coimbatore Forest Division indicated a real in the population. The report of the second synchronized survey, which was held in the April month of this year, with the state of animals population at 9 in the division. It is also flags forest fires, pilgrimage, and invasive species are major threats to the habitats. While the second synchronized survey of India of Nilgiri Thar held in the month of April this year estimates the state animal population at 9, the Coimbatore Forest Division has identified significant threats to the historical habitats. According to the survey report released recently, Nilgiri Thar was sighted at Chinnatulmalai after a decade. This indicates a potential record of this habitat and dispersal of the species to the connected landscape. Indirect evidences such as pellets and hoof marks has been recorded and other habitats. The population was nil in the last year of synchronized survey. How artificial intelligence is tackling mathematical problem solving, even as it becomes a popular sensation, the ChatGPT was infamous both for hallucinations, making up facts, and a very simple arithmetic techniques. However, after many advances, reason models have reached the levels of maths Olympiad gold medalists. The International Mathematical Olympiad (IMO) is arguably the leading mathematical problem-solving compilation. Every year, high school students from around the world attempt 6 problems over the span or 3 hours. Students. 3 hours. Students who scores cross threshold roughly corresponding to the solving 5 of the 6 problems obtain gold medals. Silver and gold medals for those crossing the other thresholds. Problems do not require advanced mathematical knowledge, but it is still a test for mathematical creativity. They are always new, and it is ensured that no similar problems are online or in the literature. At last, there is a famous personality of India who is known by his famous name, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, full name, Oval Park, Journal of the Abdul Kalam. Birth anniversary 15th of October 1931 up to 21st of July 2050. Was an Indian space scientist and statesman who served as the President of India from 1998 2002 to 2007. Born and raised in a Muslim family. Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, Kamlam studied physics and aerospace engineering. Spent 4 next decades as a scientist and science administrator mainly in DRDO and ISRO. And was intimately involved in India's civilian space program and military missile efforts. He was also known as the billionaire of the year for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal role in technical and political role in the France nuclear test in 1998. In a second such test of the first test in 1974. Kalam was elected as the President of India in 2002 without the support of the ruling both party and Chanda party and Indian opposition Congress. He was widely referred to as the people's president. He engaged in teaching, writing, and public service. After his presidency, he was a recipient of several awards, including the Bharat of India's highest civilian honor. While delivering a lecture in the IIA Indian Institute of Museum, Shillong, Kalam collapsed and died from the apparent cardiac arrest on July 27, 2053. Thousands attended. Thousands attended the farewell ceremony held in their hometown of Rameshwaram, where he was buried with full state of honors and memorial was inaugurated near his hometown in 2017. At last, there's a famous quotation said by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam who says that luxury airlines have huge maintenance costs, but the truth and simplicity are self-maintained without any costs. He also says that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Key